Before we start, let's clear something out. Now, and even though we brought a mini golf ball, this is not a TED Talk about how to improve your golf swing. And now, we are not here to argue that golf is what's behind true happiness.
Although, to be fair, we could.
Because we're not just golfers, we're also students, athletes, competitors, and most importantly, brothers. And for us, that's meant that we spend years and years practicing three things: hitting golf balls, talking trash to each other, and talking trash to ourselves.
And as it turns out, the last one is the most dangerous one.
Because whether you're standing over a tournament-winning golf shot, or you're about to enter a big exam, there's just one opponent you can never escape from. And that is the voice in your head.
So today, Cosme and I are going to investigate. Is that voice your greatest coach or your worst caddy?
By the way, a caddy is a person who carries a professional golfer's bag and is in charge of giving them good advice. So, imagine you're standing over a putt to win the most important tournament of your life. You've practiced this shot thousands and thousands of times during practice. You're just 5 feet away from glory. It's just a simple stroke.
Cosme, do not miss. You always choke in big tournaments. You always miss under pressure. You're just not good enough. Please do not miss.
Yep, sounds about right.
Audience, meet the worst caddy ever. The one that lives right up here.
Golf is brutal. It is a game where your worst opponent isn't the sand traps, the water hazards, or even whoever you're playing against. It's yourself. And the little show we just did, it is what golfers face out on the course every day. And it's the outcome they get. Every single shot, every single hole. It is the war golfers face inside their minds. And unfortunately, we're condemned to lose.
Sports psychologists call this negative self-talk. Or maybe how we all probably know it better, talking trash, but to ourselves. Although it may seem like something irrelevant, or just a temporary problem, it actually destroys you on the inside. One missed shot, and your mind turns into that fierce opponent. You're just not good enough. You suck at this. And maybe you're not a golfer, but I guarantee that you have heard that voice. That little whisper that says, you're going to fail. You don't belong here. Or maybe even, your little brother is just better than you. That voice doesn't care if you're putting on the 18th hole, walking into a big meeting, or taking a risk in something that matters to you. It's always waiting to tear you down.
But you know what's even scarier, Roque? That your mind believes what you tell it, even if it isn't true. It takes your words as a reality. If you keep telling yourself, you always choke under pressure. Well, guess what? You will. If you keep telling yourself that you never perform on the last hole, well, guess what? You won't. But that's not because you aren't capable of it. It's because you convince your mind that you aren't. That is the power of the mind, and that is why learning how to master that inner voice might be one of the most essential skills you will ever learn.
The mind is our most powerful tool. It can push the human body beyond its limits. But just like a high-performance race car, if you fill it with the wrong fuel, it won't take you very far. Negative self-talk is that bad fuel. It sneaks into your thoughts and poisons your confidence before we even start. Because there's just one thing that our mind will never be able to process, and that is negation. The words not, don't, or not are part of a specific but really short group of words that our minds do not fully grasp. They are like glitches on our brain's wiring, and our brain does not understand them.
And you might say, well, Cosme, Roque, that's dumb. Of course I can understand those words. But to prove it to you, let's do a quick experiment. Everyone, whatever you do not think of a pink elephant. Don't imagine its big ears. Don't think about its long trunk. And most importantly, don't picture its bright pink skin.
Exactly. your brain doesn't register the word not the way you would expect it to. Instead, it focuses on the main subject, the pink elephant, no matter how hard you try not to think about it.
Now, think about what happens when you tell yourself, don't miss this putt, don't mess up this meeting. What does your brain focus on? The missing, the failure, not the success. Recognizing and addressing this voice is crucial, as it can significantly impact your confidence and overall well-being.
But wait, there's more. Ongoing negative self-talk doesn't just mess with your stress levels. It can even make your prefrontal cortex shrink.
That is scary.
Well, it should be, because the prefrontal cortex is actually the brain's command center for decision-making and rational thought. When your prefrontal cortex shrinks, it weakens your ability to make good decisions through rational thought. And I think we can all agree that decision-making is something important for your performance on and off the golf course.
So, imagine a job interview, a first date, or even attempting a new personal best in the gym. That negative voice always keeps whispering. That is why addressing it is so crucial. And that is why these mental tricks are going to be extremely beneficial for you.
People sometimes punish themselves for things they have done wrong through negative self-talk. And if this has happened to you, blame it on the amygdala. The amygdala is a part of your brain that functions as an alarm system. When you engage in negative self-talk, you're pretty much pulling the fire alarm and triggering the famous fight or flight response. The amygdala then floods your whole system with the stress hormone, cortisol, which prepares you to either battle or run away.
But Roque, neither of these seem particularly helpful on the golf course. At the end of the day, there's not many grizzly bears to fight.
True, Cosme. But going back to the research, Professor Matthew D. Lieberman, a UCLA associate professor of psychology, highlights how putting feelings into words can actually reduce this amygdala activity. This study suggests that labeling your emotion may help mitigate the stress response. So, if you're able to do this, either by writing down your emotions or saying them out loud, amygdala is no longer a problem.
In golf, tension is the enemy. Whenever your muscles tighten, your swing transforms from smooth and flexible into a robotic mess. Negative self-talk doesn't just whisper doubts. It increases the amount of stress and activates too many nerves in your body. Studies, such as the one conducted by Turner and colleagues, have concluded that athletes who succumb to self-doubt often experience decreases in performance due to the stress, anxiety, and loss of focus.
But these mental tricks aren't exclusive to the golf course. Picture a student entering an exam while thinking, I'm going to fail. Or an entrepreneur pitching an idea while thinking, they'll never take me seriously. These thoughts don't just weaken your confidence. They can lead to increased stress and even physical harm of your nervous system.
Indeed, whether it's a job interview, attempting a new personal best in the gym, or even a first date, that inner voice is waiting to tear you down. That is why recognizing and addressing it is so crucial.
So, the next time that inner voice starts talking trash, remember, it's not just a harmless chit-chat. It's a whole neurological event with secondary effects. And you are the only one who can stop it.
Of course, you can overcome this negative self-talk. The first step is recognizing and addressing it. The next time you're standing over a putt or about to take a big exam, think, what is that inner voice telling? Is it being constructive or is it tearing me down?
Exactly. It's like listening to a bad coach giving you terrible advice. You don't have to listen. Just because the thought is there, it doesn't mean it's true.
But what would a great coach tell you? Would they tell you, don't miss this putt, don't mess up this shot? Or would they tell you, breathe, you've practiced this, you can do this?
Exactly. The next step is replacing it. The next time that inner voice starts its negativity routine, talk back. Replace, I always choke, with, I perform under pressure. Change, I can't do this, to, I've prepared for this.
Even your body language matters. When you stand tall, breathe deep, and relax your shoulders, your body gets the message that you're in control. It's all about sending the right signals to your brain, telling it you're in command. I like to call these poses power poses.
Everyone, do a power pose. Try it. Stick your chest out, bring your shoulders back, and take a deep breath. Right that it gives you confidence? Exactly. That is why golfers have pre-shot routines. It's not only about perfecting the technique, it's also about silencing those doubts that weaken your confidence. Stanford sports medicine expert Kelly Moore Miller highlights how using confident body poses and daily routines can actually help athletes reset their emotional state quicker by forgetting about past negative experiences to maintain focus. They simply reset, reframe, and move on. Using confident body poses and daily routines are also great ways to combat negative self-talk.
Every day, you have a choice. Listen to the inner critic or listen to the great coach.
One will tear you down, the other will lift you up. And that choice, it determines everything.
Now, let's try this again.
Cosme, pre-shot routine. Confident body posture, center your club. Come on, Cosme, you can do this. This one will go in. It's a pity. Cosme's just not good enough. I think I'll have to do it myself. No.
Well, as you can see, even that negative self-talk affects us, the ones presenting.
To be fair, I even told myself, I can't do this. The pressure got me.
So, if you wouldn't let a stranger tear you down, why let yourself? Silence your worst opponent so you can finally win.